Good morning, cadets. Yesterday we were discussing about change of state and we discussed mainly about melting point, boiling point, and change of state from solid to liquid, liquid to vapor state. And we have defined what are the latent heats of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. Okay. Now, one point we would like to emphasize here that when we define melting point and boiling point, we need to mention pressure. Usually what we defined in the previous video is about the melting point of solid at standard atmospheric pressure. Melting point of, for example, ice. Melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius. 0 degree Celsius at standard atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atmospheric pressure. It is 0 degree Celsius. And the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, that is at standard atmospheric pressure. It means the melting point and the boiling point definitely differ as pressure changes. That's what we are going to see now. As pressure changes, the melting point and boiling point definitely are going to change. How is it? Let us see. First, you write the normal melting point. Normal melting point or normal point of fusion is the temperature at which solid melts at standard atmospheric pressure means 1 atmospheric pressure. At which both the solid and liquids coexist together. In the same way, this is what we have done. For example, melting point of ice. Normal melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius. Then normal boiling point. Normal boiling point is the temperature at which the liquid boils. Liquid boils to convert into it's a gas or vapor. At standard atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atmospheric pressure, is called as the normal boiling point. Example, boiling point of water at 1 atmospheric pressure is 100 degrees Celsius. The question arises, what happens when the pressure varies? Let us see one interesting activity. Let us take a slab of ice and keep this slab of ice on 2 wooden blocks. This is the slab of ice. This is the slab of ice and these are the wooden blocks. Okay. This is the wooden block. Supports. They are acting as a supports. Now, take a metal wire, suspend 5 kg weights on both sides. and then hang it on this slab of ice. Five kg each. 5 kg loads. This is the slab of ice. You know, it will be below 0 degree Celsius. Okay. Or, okay, at 0 degree Celsius it starts melting. Now, this is the metal wire. Sharp, okay, metal wire. Strong, thin metal wire like copper wire. On both sides it is being suspended with 5 kg weight, 5 kg weight, so that it exerts totally 10 kg weight on the surface of the slab. Then what do you observe? Slowly you will find the wire passing through this ice. As the wire starts passing through this ice, very interesting thing takes place. Just below the wire, you know, the ice starts melting into water, even below 0 degree Celsius. Just below the wire, because of its heavy weight, it exerts a lot of pressure. The pressure just below the thin wire will be very high. As a result of high pressure, the water just below the ice surface, just below the wire, starts melting because of high pressure. Once it starts melting, what happens? The load with this wire, the system of wire with this load starts passing through this. It starts going through this. Then immediately after passing through this, through certain length, you will find the water which has been formed there suddenly getting freezed. The water is going to be freezed. And slowly, because of the high pressure, continued high pressure, the entire system starts moving down. And finally, after some time, this entire system consisting of the loads falls down. And the interesting part is the ice block doesn't get split. The ice slab doesn't break. It will be again refreezing. What makes it first to melt? First thing is that under high pressure, the ice melts even at low temperature. So, under high pressure, ice melts even at lower temperature. That is temperature less than 0 degree Celsius. Temperature less than 0 degree Celsius because of high pressure. So it means as temperature increases, as pressure increases, melting point decreases. This implies as pressure increases, melting point decreases. It means the ice starts melting even below 0 degree Celsius under high pressure. Ice melts even below 0 degree Celsius under high pressure. That is the meaning of this experiment, this activity. And one more thing we are observing here, as the wire starts moving down, the water which was formed under high pressure suddenly refreezes and again it forms ice. It will be appearing as if nothing has happened. So this refreezing of water back into ice, because it is at temperature below 0 degrees Celsius. So this refreezing of water back into ice temperature 0 degree Celsius or below 0 degree Celsius is called as regelation. We call it as regelation. Regelation is refreezing of water into ice. Refreezing of water into ice below its freezing point is called as regelation. Because of this regelation, the ice block doesn't split. Due to regelation, the ice slab does not split, does not break. Even after the wire has passed through. Even after wire has passed through. So this shows that as pressure increases, melting point decreases, or the melting point changes with change in pressure. Melting point changes with change in pressure. Melting point decreases as pressure increases. Vice versa. Melting point increases as pressure decreases. Melting point increases as pressure decreases. So this is how the melting point depends on pressure. Therefore, whenever we are mentioning the melting point, we need to mention at what pressure we are indicating that melting point. So normal melting point and normal boiling point. So regelation is refreezing of water back into ice below its freezing point or even at its freezing point is called as regelation. Due to the regelation, the ice slab whichever we have taken here doesn't cut, doesn't break, doesn't split even after the entire load has passed through it. Okay, now we will discuss about how the pressure acts as a very important point on boiling point of liquid. How the boiling point of liquid depends on pressure. Before we go into the details of dependence of pressure on boiling point, one very interesting example is ice skating, that is skating on snow. Skating on snow is possible due to the formation of water just under the skates. Under the skate, the skates are very sharp, and because of sharp edges of the skates, it exerts high pressure. So under high pressure, the snow, even at a temperature lower than freezing point, lower than 0 degrees Celsius, the snow melts and forms water. So water is formed due to the high pressure, and this water, when it is formed, it acts as a very good lubricant. It acts as a lubricant for the smooth motion of skating, for the smooth motion of the skating. So that's how ice skating is possible. The reason is, under high pressure, the ice melts even at a temperature lower than 0 degrees Celsius. That is the very important application. Now we will see the pressure dependence of boiling point. How the boiling point depends on pressure. Now let us study one important activity of boiling of water. Take some water in a round bottom flask, more than half, and the round bottom flask is arranged with a steam outlet in the lid and a thermometer being attached to read the temperature. As we supply the heat, as we go on heating, you will observe the formation of steam bubbles at the bottom. Temperature of the water increases and steam bubbles will be first formed at the bottom once the temperature is more than 100 degrees Celsius. And these steam bubbles will start rising. But before they could reach to the top, they get condensed and disappear in the water, because the water at the top level will be at lower temperature. So the steam disappears. And slowly, as temperature rises, you will find more and more bubbles. And as temperature rises about 100 degrees Celsius, you will find the water getting converted into steam. Then we will be able to read the temperature of water by just bringing this to the surface level of water. By just bringing it to the surface level of water, we will be able to read the temperature of water, then it will 100 degrees Celsius. At 100 degrees Celsius, you will find more and more steam, and this steam will be not steam inside the flask, and you will be finding the steam rushing out of this steam outlet. Once it starts coming out of the steam outlet, because of cooling effect, you will find a condensation of the steam into the formation of tiny droplets. So even through this glass outlet, you will find tiny droplets of water formation due to condensation of steam. So once it reaches 100 degrees Celsius, there is no further rise in the level of temperature. There is no further rise in the level of temperature, because it has to completely convert from water phase into steam phase. Until that complete conversion, there is no further rise in the level of boiling point, that is temperature 100 degrees Celsius as far as water is concerned. Now, interesting thing to be noted down here is, now suddenly close this outlet. Close this outlet with a certain cork here for some time. You will find suddenly the water stops boiling. The boiling of water stops. This is interesting. As we close this outlet, once we close this outlet with the help of a small lid, then what happens? The pressure inside the round bottom flask increases. As pressure increases, the water stops boiling. The temperature of water increases. The temperature of water increases. It means what? We can increase the boiling point of water by increasing pressure. As pressure increases, boiling point of water increases. This is interesting thing. As pressure is increased, by closing the lid, as pressure is increased, the boiling point of water increases. The conversion of water into steam stops. Boiling point of water increases. Water boils at higher temperature. As pressure is increased, the boiling point of water increases. This is first point. Now open the lid again. Turn off this flame. Turn off this burner. Then you will find, let us say, water at 100 degrees Celsius. Let us now observe this water at about 80 degrees Celsius. 80 degrees Celsius. Close this lid completely. Close this lid completely. Take out this arrangement and hold it under cold water. Rushing water. Hold it inverted under the cold water. When you allow the cold water on this hot water, then suddenly what happens? You will observe there is a fall in pressure. As a result of cooling effect, the steam condenses to form water inside. I will explain once again. Now water is at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, turn off the burner, take it to the running water under the tap, close it completely, invert it and hold it under the running water. When you hold it under the running cool water, then what happens? You will find the steam which was there inside is getting condensed into water. Then the pressure suddenly falls. When the pressure suddenly falls, you will immediately observe water starts boiling again. You will find the bubbles rising again. It means as we decrease the pressure, the boiling point also decreases. As pressure is decreased, the boiling point also decreases. This is what happens at high altitudes. At high altitudes, like hill or hilly area, like on top of hill. On top of hilly area, as the altitude increases, the pressure drops. When the pressure drops, water boils at lower temperature. The cooking becomes difficult. This is commonly observed. The cooking becomes difficult because water boils at lower temperature. Due to decrease in pressure. Decrease in pressure. Water boils at lower temperature due to decrease in pressure. So this the first point of what I have done. As pressure increases, the boiling point of water increases. This is happening in the pressure cooker. Since in the pressure cooker the lid is tightly fitted and the water is taken at the bottom, as we go on heating under the high pressure, the boiling point of water increases. When the boiling point of water increases at about nearly 90 degree or 100 degrees Celsius itself, the food gets cooked very fast. Cooking of the food in the pressure cooker is easier and faster. Cooking of food in the pressure cooker is faster because of this fact that as pressure increases, the boiling point of water also increases. This is the physics behind the working of pressure cooker and why the cooking becomes difficult at the high altitudes. It is because of the factor of pressure. As pressure decreases at the higher altitudes, the boiling point of water decreases. Water boils at lower temperature. For example, even say our Bijapur city. Bijapur city is comparatively at higher altitudes with respect to the sea level. Sea level is taken as 0 level. Bijapur is considered to be at higher altitudes. So boiling point of water will not be 100 degrees Celsius here. Boiling point of water will be lower than 96, 97 degrees Celsius. Water boils at 96, 97 degrees Celsius. As you go to the higher and higher altitudes, the boiling point decreases because of decreasing pressure. So cooking becomes faster in the pressure cooker because of the fact that as pressure increases, the boiling point of water increases and the water will be having a high energy due to increased pressure. As a result, cooking becomes easier. This is the important fact. So yesterday in the previous video we have learned why steam burns are more serious, more dangerous than water burns, water at 100 degrees Celsius. The steam has latent heat, the energy, excess energy. So that excess energy of steam is about 22.6 into 10 raised to 5 kilojoules. 22.6 into 10 raised to 5 joules per kg of steam in excess with respect to the water at 100 degrees Celsius. This excess energy will be very dangerous. That's why steam burns are very dangerous. And today we have learned why is it cooking dal or boiling egg is difficult at higher altitudes. What is the solution? Solution is carry the pressure cooker. At higher altitudes, as we go to the higher altitudes, pressure decreases. As pressure decreases, water boils at lower temperature than 100 degrees Celsius, less than 100 degrees Celsius. So, dal will not get the sufficient heat energy to get cooked, sufficient temperature to get cooked. Similarly, the food when it is cooked under pressure cooker, under high pressure, the temperature of water rises and will get more heat. As it receives more heat, the food in the pressure cooker gets cooked faster and efficiently. So these are certain reasoning type questions which are repeatedly asked in the examinations as well as GK questions in the interviews. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.